recap of what's been going on this week in the startup. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, I basically decided that I was going to start something for people who want to lose their job with AI rather than getting front run. And the first week, in the first 4 or 5 channel posts or videos that explain me brainstorming with ChatGPT, using AI to basically come up with a business idea, monetizing plans, marketing strategy, logos, everything, right? Basic from zero to like, let's come up with something type of conversation with ChatGPT. They're incredibly powerful, especially with ChatGPT 5. And within a week, I got to an incredible idea, which is what I posted about in the last video, that I came up with an app for a very strong niche, right? And the niche is defense attorneys. These are wealthy users. They're well capitalized. These cases are usually $20,000 and up. They've got the resources to be able to get access to information quicker. And what I realized after interviewing one of my friends who's a defense attorney was that they have a few problems interfacing, right, with municipal agencies, courts, sometimes department state agencies, that type of stuff. And so what I realized was like, they have to basically take their case and say, what do we need from this agency or from this agency or from this court to build our case, to show it to the judge. So basically we win the case before it has to go to trial, right? That's the game of a defense attorney. Now, sourcing these documents is a pain, right? Whether it's the bureaucracy or the speed, or they've got to take, resources like a legal assistant, a paralegal to go and find these documents and then wait on them. Maybe their client's waiting in jail, right? They haven't been bonded out. Like, there is a lot at stake here, and it's high pressure. And so these documents generally are a big mission critical part of being an attorney. So what I crafted was this plan that said, if I could front run and gather all these massive amounts of documents and then upload them into an app that would scrape the information when the attorney wants to query it, I could create a very nice database. Now, this database would get larger and larger and larger as more and more attorneys jumped on. But in order to start an MVP, I could start with a very nice portfolio of documents that I know for a fact attorneys need to access all the time. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of these documents on the court. I put a lot of money into it, and I've been getting them back, right? PDFs and PDFs and PDFs that I know that attorneys are going to need. And so I've been putting it all together. And right now, this week, what we've come up with is basically a monetization plan of how to get to $50K a month, which will be about 300 attorneys or so on the service, right? Monthly users. And what we've done this week was we integrated Stripe. So now the app has a portal where you can pay us, right? I've got an admin and a dashboard. I have an ingestion uploading side, right? So I can upload all these PDFs at a very quick speed. The AI can tag them and categorize them so that they're very, very easy to search for, right? And I'm using less tokens, right? When you use an AI, if it has to search a 10,000 page PDF, you're going to burn a lot of tokens. If you can slice that PDF up into 100-page chunks, then you can categorize this 100-page chunk as procedures for arrests. Then that AI is only going to search that one catalog. And so your token use is going to be much less. So that's basically what we've been building and architecting. The dev is located in Norway. Right now, we're into it for about $2,800 in spend, and I'll probably be into it for another $3,000 by the time it's done at the end of the month. Right now, I'm filming it's middle of November, maybe November 10th. And so this should be ready to use, right, in production, like live testing, maybe November 24th, November 25th, worst case scenario, end of November. I'll probably be into it for $6,000 plus some startup costs, formalities, incorporation, this type of stuff. Call it $7,500. Okay, by the end of the year with some basic marketing, I'll probably be into it for $10,000. And my goal is to get it in front of 5 or 10 good, solid attorneys to bang on it, beta test it, and say, hey, these are the problems, these are the flaws, here are your bugs. I'll submit them, and I'll get them fixed up. And in the month of December, clean up the program so that I can now go and offer it live to the public so that other defense attorneys can use it. Okay, that's been the update. What are the holdbacks? The holdbacks were that Stripe got implemented really quick within a day. Some of my info doesn't match. So we're incorporated in the US, but I live offshore. And so some of that stuff was like a little bit of a lag because, Stripe and some of the banks are like, well, what do you mean you're not based in the US? Whoa. So you got to provide some documentation for that and massage it in. Other than that, it's been very easy to do, mostly because the dev's handling it, and he's very capable. We're paying him about $55 an hour. And I got a guy who's cleanup, who's like an over dev, right, that I can get for about $100 an hour in case anything technical comes up, which it shouldn't, but just in case. Okay, what's next? I'm looking at the whiteboard. Features that we want to implement. So V1 is going to be raw. It's super basic, like a page with a query box. They can search the information. They can basically come in and ask for a few things so that the search becomes more narrow and more specific, and we can get better data for them. And then there's a billing page. They can search a few times for free. Then we ask them to log in and set up a free trial. The free trial is going to be 14 days. After the 14 days, they're basically given a few options in what's called the 3-tier page, which is your free user, your monthly user, and your annual user. And then those three choices have different payment systems or payment types, right? So it's free, and it's like going to be $69 or $99 a month, depending on what you choose, or more. and then the annual is going to be 1,200, something like that, right? So those are your 3 cases. That's already implemented, and then all we have to do is basically upload a logo, a few little pretty things, drop a few sprinkles on the website to make it look nice and it doesn't look all hospital and sterile. And we should have an MVP by like 2 weeks from now. So I want to build in public without doing the actual code stuff, because I do a lot of conversations with ChatGPT, and it actually publishes great code that you can preview. But because of the sauce that's in the business, it wouldn't make sense for me to basically upload that in the public domain, right? So I'm giving you an overview of what the app does without giving the free sauce. I will be publishing the app live so you can see the finished product, but there's a few things that are inside that are home sauce. And so, I'm giving an update. I'm building in public. And right now, the website that we've chosen is FlawFinder.ai. That's the name of the project. Again, very basic startup. It's not a sexy name. We can rebrand it a year or two once we get enough traction and users, and it's good to go. So that's kind of the update. I want to just jump on the mic, keep up with what happened this week, and big things this week, right? We integrated Stripe, a backend, an admin, uploading capabilities there. The PDF is returning great query results, so the search is really good. It's working, and now we just need to clean up a few things and battle test it. So that's what's happening in the next week. That's the update. And the way that we're going to get to 50K is basically about 300 attorneys. That is it. The marketing strategy is going to be real simple. I actually came up with that today, which is I'm going to look up a list of all the criminal defense attorneys in the geographical area of Florida that we're working on. And I'm going to send them personalized Loom videos. Like literally, hey, this is a program that I think you can use. I Google searched you. You're one of the top attorneys in your city. And I developed this for a friend, and I thought maybe you could use it. Let me know what your thoughts are, Brian. Send the link to their email. And in a personal way, they should be open, for its 20-second video max. They should be opened, and there should be a high enough conversion where at least they will check out the website and they'll do a search to just try it out. I know that for a fact I can save an attorney 15 to 20 minutes at a minimum. And if they have to actually get the document, that's where it saves them a few hours of staff time, not having to beg and plead with government agencies and email and pay and all that stuff, right? So there's huge savings if they don't have the document. If they do have the document internally already, then there is a savings because they don't have to go through the PDF and actually read it and go to the table of content. They can just type in the query and boom, they get it. So the Loom video is going to be self-explanatory. That's kind of what I got. I wanted to keep it at 10 minutes. Huge updates. I'm getting momentum. And I think I'll have something that we can beta test by November 20th. This next 10-day period is when we're cleaning it up, adding a few little sprinkles, and then pounding it internally before we give it out to the world to beta test and pound it externally. And then we'll have a full product. So that's the update. We'll catch you in the next one. If you liked what you saw, please click like and subscribe, and then feel free to follow up with this video or this one. They're both going to help you optimize how to date as an established man. You'll have more success with women. I guarantee it.